What's up, everyone? This is Hui. I am your breaking instructor. I'm going to be taking you through a 12-hour course to give you all the basics to get you started on your awesome breaking journey. Myself, I've been dancing for 20 years. I traveled the globe, learned from a lot of the pioneers and inspirations that I've looked up to over the years in this dance, and I spent the last 12 years teaching. Also traveled extensively to teach, and I am one of the founders of Moon Patrol Crew. We've been around for a little bit. We're 20 members strong over 4 different states and 2 continents. Won a ton of events, done all that jazz, and I'm the crew's trainer. So I keep everybody in tip-top shape. I'm the one that's developed a good chunk of the methodology that we use to train, and all of us are responsible for our kind of collective style. But I definitely am one of the people that has helped to cement it so that we can teach it. The methodology that we use has been developed over the last 6 years. It's called the ABA method. It has been used initially to train internally. It was really used specifically to acquire really difficult moves and make sure that the form and the approach to the movement was not only safe but done correctly and built over time so that it could be as dynamic as anything else in anybody's arsenal. The ABA method stands for awareness, breakdown, and application. The awareness portion is body awareness. The idea that most of us, especially in our adulthood, aren't used to approaching movement from like the same type of awareness that we would if we were asked to like run or walk. And so we start with an awareness of the movement itself in a practical way, and it allows for you to imbibe the movement into your body before you're asked to actually apply it in any sort of way. So it's very low stress. And then from there, we do a breakdown of the mechanics of the movement, so you understand exactly how it's being applied. And then after that, we do a practical application segment where we actually turn on the music then, and we actually do the movement to a song. Usually the song is varied. This dance is a freestyle dance, so there isn't any set choreography that's done prior. It is very much like learning a language. You get a foundation or a body of vocabulary, and then afterwards you learn basic sentence structure, grammar, conjugation, etc. From there, you're able to have conversations. It starts off really simply. There's definitely about 20%. There's about 20% of verbs and nouns and words and stuff like that that are used in the majority of the dance before you get into kind of the upper echelon of like difficult moves. And that's what this course is it's teaching you the foundation of the language. It's teaching you the foundation of how to put sentences together, and it's teaching you the foundation of how to apply it to music. So once we learn a series of movements, what we do is interval training. Interval training is really simple. The concept comes from the Pimsleur language learning method, which says that once you learn a move, you're going to use it quickly. You're going to be asked to apply it really rapidly, and then the word shows up again later on in other combinations. And by the time that it shows up later, technically you should have the word in your body by that time. You should be able to casually use it. It's not going to be something that you have to cognizantly think about. So this interval training is really key to this whole course. As you can tell from the very first combination that you learn, the very first hour is a full combination. What that means is you start standing and dancing. It's called top rocking. You go into a transitional move that takes you to the ground, to your floor rocks or your footwork, and then from there you transition into a freeze or the punctuation on your sentence. We build a whole combination out of this specifically for that interval training methodology. The idea is that we can swap out moves or words in this sentence that we're building, and so the sentence like changes and morphs every single hour that you take the class, so that by the time the end rolls around, you'll have used the same pieces of vocabulary multiple times, and it should be in your body by that time. It's really effective. We've been doing it internally for a while. I've taught a ton of classes live using this method, and we've been able to churn out like not necessarily like next level b-boys, but they're fluent, b-boys, b-girls, but they're fluent enough to have a conversation in a real world setting, like at a party or at like a fun jam or whatever. They're able to actually jump on in the circle and get down. It's really been quite amazing to watch and see all the results. So yeah, that is pretty much who I am, and what you're going to be learning, and really what you're going to be walking away with this. The goal, my whole intention, is to ensure that you can really enjoy this dance for what it's worth. Taking one or two classes here or there doesn't really give you the meat and potatoes of any sort of art form, and but at the same time, it's like most people aren't thinking what is the actual foundation that you need to really like actually just dive in. And what we've discovered is it's really only about 12 hours of training, and it's the same as you would if you were to take this from me in person. The idea is, the foundational vocabulary, the how you put things together, all that stuff is pretty much the same. And so we packaged it up nice and neat in this program. And yeah, I hope that by the end of this, with all the resources that we give you, with the curriculum and everything, like you should be able to get out, and jam out and dance, like to whatever music you really want to get down to, but also in the application that it's meant to be in. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you have questions, holler. I'm always available. So thank you very much, and on to the next one, the curriculum.